Welcome back. This is Conrad from Enlightened Trading, and I'll be going over um, mostly a quick outlook on Bitcoin, what I trade, how I trade, maybe a few insights on my indicators. I don't have too much time since I have to be going in like about 40 minutes, and I still have to upload and stuff like that. So we have to keep that in mind. And yeah, without further ado, well, as you can see, this is Bitcoin. I just loaded this chart with no indicators, no trend lines. I mean, yeah, well, I have the MACD down below, as you can see. If we can zoom in on this, yeah, okay. Yeah, so we had this big run up since like start of this year, January, February, where it all started, and we have been consolidating in the last 3 months, and now have broken our wedge, descending triangle. It depends on how you looked at it. There have been like few ways, but it definitely was more likely that we see a bear break of this consolidation period. So, in my opinion, the consolidation period isn't really over yet. There still could be a bull flag forming with, parallel lines, and can show you that now on my other chart if I can load it. So yeah, that's it. And if we go to the weekly, then we still could be in a descending channel, and that could form into a bigger equilibrium, and then maybe confirm this as a bull flag. So what should be respected in your analysis, or at least I'm respecting it in mine, is that this 21 weekly moving average has been quite critically in the past, and we have now clearly broken it, and most likely will also close below it this week. You can see back in 2014, 15, 16, we've consolidated below it a few times, touched it, came above it, then broken again below it, then consolidated below it, and then finally broke above it, and then had this as support a few times. And you can see it right here very nicely how it always touched the 21 weekly moving average and has been going higher, or it had been going higher ever since. Now we've in the past we've broken below it again, then came above it right at this big green candle, or on my screen it's white, and well, now we are below it again. Does this mean we go to new all-time or new lows? In my opinion, not. It could happen, but I don't think that's very likely, since we have a lot of support coming up down here. We can also pull up a Fibonacci retracement down from the lows. We now broke the 50% and are now coming up on the 618. So I think this will be very critical support, coming in with this low right here at 7450. I think, in my opinion, it's more likely that we don't close, or that we don't wick and close below this. So I think this will hold. If it doesn't, then well, that's interesting. But still, there is right below it the 618 Fibonacci retracement. So this will be quite critical. Although you don't want to see in a bull market that price closes or wicks below the 0.5 or below the 0.382 and especially the 0.5. And if you are actually closing and waking down to the 0.618, then this could be actually quite critical. But this is Bitcoin, and I'm not sure how you actually want to look at this in such a emotional and fast-moving market. So, yeah, we'll remove that since it's getting a bit cluttered. So yeah, we had this trend line. In my opinion, this hasn't been a descending triangle, since you can see our wicks were very nicely, and this break was actually quite on point with this trend line. We touched it one more time and then just fell right through it. And you can see that also on the 3-day, the 50 3-day moving average also has been critical support, or had been quite critical coming up to it. And now we still have important support on a weekly. We are now wicking down to the 100-week moving average. So this is also supporting coming to now with this descending trend line, this channel line right here. So in my opinion, we are most likely not to fall too much below it. You can see I'm also using the RSI, and this is the awesome oscillator. I'm quite often switching around with new indicators, but I'm always keeping the RSI moving averages, and the lucid star, as you can see right here, these blue crosses are often indicating these are called stop and reverse points, which act as support and resistance and can be quite critical. You can see right here how they indicated this bull run, how they indicated this consolidation and this downturn, how they more or less predicted the top, and actually that's very nice support and resistance in the past. So quite interesting, and I'll keep using them at least for now and in the midterm future. So what also has to be respected is this increasing bearish volume on this break. You can see we actually had increasing volume since the last 3 weeks. That's quite interesting. Although it hasn't been important, although it hasn't been much, it still was increasing. So looking at it on the daily, we are like consolidating slowly down, and in my opinion this usually indicates that bearish volume or bears, even though they get to new lows and they manage to break them, to break support, they don't have too much follow through anymore, and there are still like a few buyers. And you can see we now, even though we had this break again, which was on a quite decent volume, if you look at it on the hourly, you can see the buy volume has actually been peaking, although there was more bearish in general. So it's mixed, and it's not too on one side in my opinion. This is Bitstamp. I'm using it since it has the most history, and it's proven to be the most useful, at least in my opinion. I'm not trading on Bitstamp. I'm not trading the Bitcoin dollar. I'm only trading the Bitcoin euro. So, and also I don't know anyone on YouTube. There most likely will be some who are trading the Bitcoin euro. I'm doing so, and I think I can show you some quite interesting quirks about the Bitcoin euro compared to the Bitcoin US dollar. I think new lows are quite possible. What I would like to see is a touch again of this to the top, be rejected by the moving average, maybe even come back down to the lows. Sometime then break this reversing or this downward channel, this inverse bull flag or bear flag, to then break it, come above, find resistance, come back down, and then form ascending triangle. Bitcoin loves ascending triangles as reverse patterns. You can see it has been doing it in the past here. Also as continuation, it has been doing it here. And I think even here, yeah, there was a very small one. So Bitcoin loves ascending triangles as reverse patterns, in my opinion. And as you can see, it's not only an opinion; it's actually quite a fact. So, yeah, that's what I would like to see in the short term. And as you can see, I would like to see it like that. Maybe we could also create somewhat of a falling wedge. That would be also quite nice to have it like this in the past. A falling wedge, then a break above. We would have to be in this pattern quite long, and as you can see, broke above, find resistance, came back down slowly, find support again, came above, formed this ascending triangle, and broke out. And I would like to see this. I think that this is the most likely scenario. We could also see a V-shaped recovery, although if we see a V-shaped recovery, then this could be only a retest, and that could be quite critical. I think if we come back up to retest this trend line, then we are most likely to reverse, of course, but find support and then break actually above it. That's, at least in my opinion, the most likely outcome. You can also like adjust this like that, and adjust this like that if you'd like to, and say like, oh, we touched this and we touched that, and now this is support. So it's quite subjective, but I think it's it's generally clear that this is a descending channel, and we will eventually break out of it. And in my opinion, this is interesting. If this wicks back above it, then comes back down, maybe not even find new lows, but just confirm this with 3 touches on the 4 hour as a descending channel, then we will break out of it. And maybe I wouldn't like to see it to come back like there and back down and then form a bear flag. That would be critical. Then we could fall down to new lows around like 6,600, break actually 7,500, and like come back down to this important area, which has been, as you can see, important in the past. So this would be at least a short-term outlook. We can, of course, break below this. This is not too certain. This channel line, this trend line is very certain, but this channel line it's not too clear. So we can fall below it, but I think if we do, then we will see a sharp recovery and maybe form an inverse head and shoulders to break up again. So new lows are possible, in my opinion. It's more plausible that we stay in this descending channel and form new lows, maybe if we do, on this line. And then break up again. So I think this is a decent buy zone if you want to consider. Yes, we can break below it, and you can set your buy orders lower. That's up to you. Further in my videos, I will be showing you how I'm trading. I hope I didn't show you how I'm trading the Bitcoin Euro. Um, it's forming very similar, but has some interesting quirks. Um, like this candle, which has not been forming which didn't form on Bitstamp, and it was only in a year. You can see like what happened right there. Very interesting. So yeah, and of course I didn't draw recent things, and it's not too clear. I'm not looking at this too much too too. I'm not looking at this too precisely on the Coinbase. I'm mostly using Bitstamp for this. So yeah, that's been it. Wrapping this up. Have to go soon. Just loading this video up, and then I'm back out again. So hope you have a very nice weekend. Most likely won't be uploading on the weekend, maybe on Sunday. I will decide then. And yeah, that's been it. And yeah, hope you have a wonderful rest of your, or a wonderful start of your weekend. See you then. Bye.